What's going on, guys? Yugioh Overdrive here, coming at you with another video. I did one like 2 weeks ago. I've been putting off a lot of videos. I don't know why. I'm lazy like that. But first things first, shout out to the KC Yugioh. I met him on Dueling Network. I told him I'd give him a shout out like a long ass time ago. Stop it, Jackson. A long ass time ago. So your shout out is long overdue, and I apologize. But he's gonna be somewhere in this general area. His channel. Go check him out. But here's to what this video is about. I got bored like a couple days in a row, and I decided to make custom cards. Like, I didn't really make them. I put them on my iPod, but I put down what they would be, like their attribute, their attack, their name, and their effects. Stop it. Quit it. You little bastard. Go. But I just made them, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on them. But I think I have 12 monsters, 3 spells, 2 traps, and a shit ton of fusions. It's called Elemental Dragons. Stop it. But let's go ahead and jump into this. The first card is Elemental Dragon Pyrus. Fire, 4-star, 1900, 1400, Dragon Effect. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon a level 4 lower fire type Elemental Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard, except Elemental Dragon Pyrus. This card would combo with the next card, Elemental Dragon Pyros. Fire, 4-star, 1400, 1900, so the reciprocal of Pyrus. Dragon Tuner. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned by the effect of an Elemental Dragon card. There you go. But there's more ways to get him out than that. He's a 4-star tuner, 1900 defense, so he's similar to Wolf in the sense that he can't be normal summoned or set and can only be special summoned in a certain way. Next card is Elemental Dragon Hydra. Water, 2-star, dragon effect, 200, 1000. When this card is banished, you may add 1 Elemental Dragon card or Blessing of the Dragon Deity from your deck to your hand. You'll see what Blessing of the Dragon Deity is in a second. Next card is Elemental Dragon Zephyr. Wind, 3-star, 1300, 1200, Dragon Effect. This card can attack your opponent's life points directly. If this card inflicts battle damage by a direct attack, destroyed at the end of the battle phase. Okay. Next card is Elemental Dragon Twilight. Dark, 3-star, Dragon Effect, 1200, 1600. While this card is faced upon the field, its attribute is also treated as light. When this card is faced upon the field, when this card is flipped face up, destroy 1 card on the field. Once per turn, you can flip this card into face down defense position. So it's similar to Snowman Eater in the sense that his effect is not a true flip effect, so he can't be noblemaned. And he has the ability to flip himself back down and use his effect again. Next card is Elemental Dragon Plague. Dark, 1-star, 0 attack, 0 defense, Dragon Tuner. Any monster that battles with this card is destroyed after damage calculation. Okay. I like that. Well, I like all these cards, actually. I came up with them. But I tried to make them sound like they could be as real as possible. Like, I didn't give anybody the best effects in the world. They all have costs to use, decent costs to use their effects. And, they have combos, but, they don't have that many combos. Like, if you guys could, like, tell me what you think of these cards, that'd be awesome. I'm probably gonna end up making more. Next card is Elemental Dragon Tectonic. Earth, 2-star, 300, 600, Dragon Tuner. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Battle damage involving this card is reduced to 0. If this card battles, you may take control of the attacking or attacked monster until the end phase. It cannot be used as synchro material. His effect kind of went with his name because tectonic plates are always moving, so if the monster he attacks or is attacked by will move to your side of the field, I just thought I'd make it kind of cool. And you can't really destroy a tectonic plate. Nah. The next card is Elemental Dragon Luminescent. Light, 4-star, 1200, 2000, Dragon Effect. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you gain that much life instead. So you're not dealing, you're just gaining. It's okay. It's got 2000 defense, so odds are your opponent's you will gain a little bit of life on their initial attack. Next card is Elemental Dragon Aqua. Water, 2-star, 500, 500, Dragon Effect. This card cannot be destroyed by battle except by a dragon-type monster. Given there's a lot of really good dragon cards that are not elemental dragons, most of them being synchros, others being high-level monsters such as Dad or Lad or Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This card is the effect of this is pretty long. It's Elemental Dragon Gaia, Earth, 7-star dragon effect, question mark attack, question mark defense. This card can only be special summoned by banishing any number of elemental dragon monsters from your side of the field or graveyard. This card gains 400 attack for each monster banished this way. You may banish 2 elemental dragon monsters from your side of the field to add 1 spell card from your deck to your hand. This effect can only be used once per duel, and the selected spell card cannot be activated during the turn this card's effect was activated. Like, I really like Gaia. Like, Gaia was probably, I put more thought into Gaia than I did any other monster, except for the fusions. I put a lot of thought into the fusions. The fusions all are very, very similar, but very, very different. You'll see why. Next card is Elemental Dragon Shade, Dark, 3-star, 0/21 Dragon Union. Once per turn, you may equip this card to an elemental dragon you control. If the selected monster battles a monster, destroyed before damage calculation. So it's like Catastor, and then it's got the whole if the equipped monster would be destroyed, destroy this monster instead text. Next card is Elemental Dragon Serenity, Wind, 3-star, 500/500 dragon attack. This is the card trooper of the deck. Once per turn, you may banish up to 3 elemental dragon monsters in your graveyard. This card gains 500 attack and defense for each card banished this way until the end of the turn. When this card leaves the field, draw 1 card. I know Card Trooper's effect says when he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, draw 1 card, but since the cost to activating Serenity's effect is so much higher, I mean you have to get rid of 3 monsters, I have decided to give him an effect that revolved around just leaving the graveyard, or leaving the field, similar to Tengu. And that was all the monsters. Moving on to the spells, I actually have 4 spells. I've got, the first one is Book of Prophecy. It's a normal spell. Banish all face-up elemental dragon monsters on your side of the field. So there's the cost. If your opponent negates that, you're pretty bum-fucked right there. You gain 500 life points for each card banished this way. During the second standby phase after this card's activation, you may special summon 1 elemental dragon monster that was banished by this effect. So you get something back. So if this goes off, you could banish 1 and get it back just for life points. The next card, this is the card that I mentioned earlier. It's Blessings of the Dragon Deity. It's a field spell. Face up elemental dragon monsters gain 300 attack and defense, so it's not just monsters you control. You may fusion summon for the summon of an elemental dragon monster by banishing the fusion materials from your hand or field. You do not use polymerization. This summon is treated as a fusion summon. So there's Fusion Gate, and there's a little bit of Necro Valley with the boost there, just affecting elemental dragons. The next card is Remembrance of the Protectors. It's a quick play spell. Return up to 3 banished elemental dragon monsters to your graveyard. Discard 1 card. So quick play. It's a burial from the different dimension, if you would. The next spell is Bounty of the Elemental Dragons. Quick play. Send all elemental dragon monsters on the field to the graveyard. So it could be elemental dragons that your opponent controls as well. Inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster. So it's kind of the opposite of Book of Prophecy in the sense that you're dealing damage and they're not going to the graveyard. And they're going to the graveyard rather than being banished. Traps, I have 2. They're both counter traps. The first one is Recruitment of the Dragon Order. This card can only be activated during the turn 2 or more elemental dragon monsters were destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. Special summon 1 banished elemental dragon monster. So there's no limitation on that. There has to be 2 or more destroyed, and there has to be 1 viable target. So it could be anything. It could be Gaia, but you wouldn't really need him. You could get any of them, and you could just have fun with them. You could get any number of the fusions except for 1 because he can only be fusion summoned. And then the other counter trap is Protection of the Dragon Order. This card can only be activated when your opponent activates an effect that targets one card you control while you control a face-up elemental dragon card. Change that target to one card your opponent controls of your choice. So there's your Magatama, going to protect your stuff. And then you could, if they go Dad, yeah, let's blow up your card instead. If they go Book of Moon, book their monster. If they go Dimpriz, cool, change Dimpriz to one of their cards. I like Protection of the Dragon Order. I would definitely run 3 of that. But that's it. I'm moving on to the fusions. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 fusions. You'll see how similar they are once I start reading the effects. The effects all revolve around, they have to be fusion summoned properly. That's when they'll gain their first effect. They all get one effect when they're summoned. And then they get another effect that is similar to the effect they gained when they're summoned, but they can only use it once per turn or once per duel, and it has a cost to use its effect. So the first one is Elemental Dragon Volcanus. Fire, 6-star, 2600, 1900 dragon effect. Requirements, 2 fire-type elemental dragons, so Pyrus and Pyros. I'm probably going to come up with more, but and then any number of those 2. If this card is successfully fusion summoned, to draw 1 card. There you go. Here's where the similarity between almost all of the elemental dragon fusions is. Once per turn, you may banish 1 elemental dragon monster from your graveyard to draw 1 card. Not all of them require you to be banished. Not all of them require the same thing, but they all gain the effect that they got when they were fusion summoned correctly. You'll see the consistencies here. The next one is Elemental Dragon Hurricane. Wind, 6-star, 2400, 2200 dragon effect. 2 wind-type elemental dragons. If this card is fusion summoned successfully, destroy 1 card on the field. Once per turn, you may banish 1 elemental dragon monster from your field or graveyard to select 1 card on your opponent controls and destroy it. So, any card. You could get rid of anything with this. It's like Scrap Dragon, but it's easier to use. Next one is Elemental Dragon Devour. Dark, 6-star, 2318 dragon effect. 2 dark-type elemental dragons. If this card is fusion summoned successfully, gain control of one monster your opponent controls until the end phase. You may banish 1 elemental dragon monster from your field and graveyard to select and take control of 1 monster your opponent controls. This effect can only be activated once per duel. You get to keep that card, so it's like creature swap, but you don't have to give up something to get it, except for cards on your field and graveyard. The next one is Elemental Dragon Quake. Earth, 6-star, 2300, 1100 dragon effect. 2 Earth-type elemental dragons. If this card is fusion summoned successfully, special summon 1 banished elemental dragon that wasn't used as fusion material. Once per turn, you can banish 1 elemental dragon to special summon 1 banished elemental dragon monster. It is banished during the end phase. So you can banish 1 to special summon 1, but it's going to be banished at the end phase. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This one had a lot of thought into it. But it'd be really hard to use. It's called Elemental Dragon Planet. Earth, 12-star, 4000, 4000 dragon effect. 1 Earth type, 1 Water type, 1 Wind type elemental dragon. So it's got 3 cards that you have to use, but you can use any number of different monsters to do it. This card can only be special. This card cannot be special summoned from the graveyard. Though this card is face up on the field, it is also treated as a Wind type and Fire type. When this card is fusion summoned successfully, destroy all other cards on the field. So you lose everything on your field. You're going to lose your Blessings of the Dragon Deity, and they're going to lose their field. So it's essentially a Judgment Dragon, but you don't have to pay a cost for it. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you take damage equal to half the damage dealt. Destroy this card during the end phase of the turn it was summoned. So I don't know of a card like that. Except for Judgment Dragon, but Judgment Dragon doesn't do anything like this. I tried to make these cards very unique, and I hope I did a really good job with these. I mean, if I could put these into Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Creator and have like really cool pictures to match all of them, I would, but I'm like lazy that way, and I don't want to. I'm pretty sure you guys appreciate it a little more. But I've got 2 more, so stick with me here. The next one is Elemental Dragon Purity. Light, 6-star, 2614 Dragon Effect. 2 Light-type Elemental Dragons. If this card is fusion summoned successfully, return 1 card from your graveyard to your hand. You may banish 2 Elemental Dragon monsters from your field to add 1 card from your graveyard to your hand. This effect can only be used once per duel. So you could be gaining a lot with this potential. This could potentially be game changing. I don't know exactly what you would get. I know I would probably go for something like Reborn or Blessings of the Dragon Deity, or Remembrance of the Protectors to load everything back up. But yep. And this is the last one. This is Elemental Dragon Capsize. Water, 6-star, 2500, 1500 Dragon Effect. 2 Water-type Elemental Dragons. When this card is fusion summoned successfully, return 1 banished Elemental Dragon to your graveyard. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card to return 1 banished Elemental Dragon monster to your graveyard. It's just like a once per turn effect on a once per turn burial. Let me know what you guys think of these. I mean, I put a lot of thought into these cards. If I could make these real, I absolutely would, and I would absolutely play this deck. It would be a lot of fun, I think. It'd be like playing Heroes, but better, in my opinion. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. And this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Overdrive. Signing out till next time.